because it seems like that's all they know how to do nowadays, or at least most of them. I mean, it really just shows, like with comments like this, it really just shows how out of touch they are with society and reality in general. Um, it really just shows that they really don't have the best interests in mind for us people, like the us people who are the working class or poor or middle class or whatever. It's very hard for celebrities like these to sit on their high horse and say that we need this economic policy or that policy or whatever, or that we need to take in this so many of these so many immigrants or whatever, like with what J.K. Rowling was doing, or to say that shit like socialism should be put into practice. And that's what we're talking about right now. Jim Carrey went on the Bill Maher show. One of these late night TV show hosts, which nowadays all they seem to be able to talk about is their biased political agenda and Trump. It's pretty much what they are nowadays. I mean, like it's Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, and Bill Maher, and probably a few others like Jimmy Fallon. It's all they really talk about nowadays. They don't mix it up and keep it fresh. It's just no, Trump is orange, he's an orange Cheeto, whatever. It's just boring. It's been said before. It's not funny anymore. Get some new material. But yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey goes on the Bill Maher show, and I saw the clip where he said this. I haven't seen like the whole episode of it, but I wanted to make sure that's what he said, and he did say it. But basically, they started talking about one thing and another, and socialism was brought up, and Jim Carrey eventually said, "We need to say yes to socialism. We need to say yes to socialism. Like, we need to put socialism into practice and everything." And I would just like to ask Mr. Carrey, how the fuck will that work? Like, how the hell will that work? Like, have you seen like the shape that other countries have been in when they tried socialism? Socialism has failed time and time again. Oh, well, it wasn't done right. Bullshit. It was done right every time and it didn't work. Well, democratic socialism is fucking socialism. It's just a slightly different spice to it. Bernie Sanders wanted to raise taxes sky high. This Ocasio-Cortez chick, who I also will make a video on eventually, but this Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez woman, whenever she's asked about how she wants to implement her policies, which involve socialism very heavily, she can never give a straight-up response. She can only dance around the question, or deflect and shit, getting off topic here, but yeah, so I'd like to ask Mr. Carrey, with all that wealth that you've attained over the years, which I don't begrudge you. Okay, I mean, Jim Carrey is someone that I've enjoyed over the years. I think that he's a funny guy. I love Dumb and Dumber. It's probably one of my favorite, comedic movies of all time. I love Dumb and Dumber. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective I used to love as a kid. I still think it's a good movie. Other movies, even like Yes Man, which came out in 2008, which I know that some of his more recent movies haven't been the best, but I still enjoy movies like Yes Man. I still think it's funny. But yeah, I don't begrudge Jim Carrey his wealth, but it's very easy for him. People like him, and then people like J.K. Rowling, and all these other celebrities who are sitting on mountains of wealth and talking down to people like us, who are people who are getting by as it is, barely, okay, who can't afford to give up much more, but you've got all these people that are basically, I think this is how Sticks, Hex, and Hammer put it, do as I say, not as I do. They talk a good game, they'll preach to you, but they won't practice what they preach. Okay, Jim, and Mr. Carrey, I think that socialism might sound good to you right now, but when it actually gets put into practice, and when you start having to give up shit, when you have to start being, just as equal to everyone else, you you may find that you don't like it as much. So yeah, I'm genuinely curious. How do you think that we should put socialism, put this into practice? I mean, I don't get it. I don't know how. I don't know why this socialism, why it's become so popular. I mean, the only thing that has worked for us is capitalism, and capital. It's not a perfect system. It's a very flawed system, but it works. It sure as hell works better than socialism would. You know, with countries, you know, with like Venezuela and other countries like that who have tried socialism and it just failed time and time again. You know, socialism does not follow socialism. Socialism, it doesn't follow human nature. It just doesn't. It doesn't follow the basic fundamentals of human nature. But okay, because unfortunately, it's not the most romantic, you know, romantic truth. But I mean, like, us humans are naturally selfish, naturally greedy, whatever. Okay, and socialism, it doesn't follow the principle. It just doesn't. It doesn't fall in line with the principles of human nature. It just doesn't. So I'm sorry, Jim, but I mean, I think you're talking out of your ass on this one. And I think that you and J.K. Rowling and Meryl Streep and all these other fucking Hollywood celebrities need to get back in touch with reality and the rest of us out here. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I might go ahead and try to just post like an article, because I did check to make sure, because I found out about this through Fox Business. Like, Fox had posted about it, so because it's from Fox News, I want to make sure that you know, other things, and it is, you know, the Washington Post made an article about it, Washington Times, so I mean, other people have done it, so it's actually a thing. It's not just something that, you know, a mainstream media news source made up. But yeah. So that's pretty much it for this one. Let me know what you guys think about this, and yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. Peace, and have a good day.